Alrighty folks, this is how you change your belt on a 2015 Mitsubishi Mirage. It'll work on any of the Mirages. It's super simple because the belt just wraps around the little clutch, whatever you want to call it. So first thing we're going to do is loosen the alternator because it holds on the alternator and this is what tightens it up. So get yourself a socket, a size 12mm socket, or 12, and just start loosening it until it moves all the way back. That'll be the easiest. Okay, so now once you loosen this bolt a good distance, loosen this one so you can go ahead and move around. Just loosen it. Can't really do it with one hand. There we go. Just loosen that a little bit. There we go. Now the alternator should move. Alright, so what I found the easiest was putting a piece of wood on the alternator and just hammering it with the hammer until it moved back all the way. And you gotta make sure you move the bolt. Now that we move the alternator all the way up with the piece of wood and the hammer, you're gonna start taking off the bolt, and you first take it off the alternator, as I'm doing here. I had a little bit of trouble, but you'll work it off. Alright, now we got the belt taken off. Now we can go ahead and just go slap on the new belt. Alright, now since we're out with the old, now we're in with the new. So my kind of struggle here was putting the belt on the bottom because it goes on both of the reels. You have to put it on correctly, and I kind of had a hard time putting on the second one and keeping it on the other belt, but it took me 2 tries. Then the last part that goes on is it goes on last onto the alternator. So I ended up hitting the alternator a little more up so the belt can actually sit on it. I had a little bit of extra help, and we got the belt onto the alternator. Now I just spinned it to double check by hand. Now we're going to tighten the alternator. We're first going to do the long screw to pull the alternator back, and that also tightens the bolt. Alright, so now we're just tightening the alternator to make the belt tight. And then when you tighten it, you don't want to make it too tight. You want to make sure it's a little loose and there's some slack. So right here I'm just tightening it, and I'm also checking the slackness of the belt, how tight it is. So you want to do both of those. Tighten it and see how tight the belt is. Alright, so here I'm just tightening the bolt, and then you don't want to put the alternator back where it was, because where the alternator left a mark on the rail, you replaced the bolt for a reason because it was stretched. So you just want to tighten it to the point where it's not too tight and there's a little slack for the belt, but not too tight. And then you can go ahead and take it on the block. If it squeaks, that means it's too loose, so go ahead and tighten that up. And the side nut on the side, as I'll show here, is what tightens the alternator to the rail so it doesn't move at all. And then the long bolt is to tighten how far up and back you want to put the alternator. That's the slackness we have on the belt. Alrighty, so here I'm just showing you guys what kind of belt I used. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And the video of EZauto-Boyz.